Hey there, friend. Pull up a chair, or maybe just settle into wherever you are right now. Your couch, your car, or maybe a quiet corner with your headphones on. I've got a story to share with you this morning, one that's been sitting with me for a while. It's not just a tale, but something that feels like it could have happened to you or me in a way. It's about wanting to be more, to understand ourselves, and the messy, human ways we sometimes go about it. So let's walk through this together. A long time ago, in a place far from here, there was a young man, a disciple, who looked up to his teacher, his guru, with this deep, aching kind of admiration. You know that feeling, right? When you see someone who just seems to have it all figured out, and you think, if I could just be like them, I'd be okay. That's where this young man was. He wanted to be like his guru so badly, to have that same quiet strength, that same knowing. And the guru, well, he wanted nothing more than to see his student grow, maybe even surpass him. So he taught him everything he could, lessons, practices, little nuggets of wisdom. But for the disciple, it was never enough. He felt this urgency, this need to get there fast, to become big, important, enlightened, whatever that even means. But here's the thing. He started to doubt. He'd sit there, watching his guru, thinking, he's holding something back. There's a secret he's not telling me. That's why I'm not getting it. I've been there, haven't I? Haven't we all? When you're so desperate for answers, you start looking for hidden clues, like life's a puzzle you can crack if you just stare hard enough. So one day, this disciple decides he's going to figure it out. He's going to watch his guru, follow him, mimic every single thing he does. From the moment the sun rises to when the stars come out, he's there, shadowing him. How does the guru walk? How does he sit? What does he eat? How does he meditate by the river? The disciple takes it all in, like a sponge, and starts copying him, move for move. One morning, they're heading to the river, and the guru notices. There's his disciple, right behind him, stepping into the same ghat, the same bathing spot. And before the guru can even settle on his usual rock for meditation, the disciple's already there, sitting cross-legged, eyes closed, trying so hard to look the part. I can almost see the guru's face, that little smile, not mocking, just knowing. He doesn't say a word, just finds another rock nearby and starts meditating himself. The disciple peeks, sees this, and thinks, oh, maybe on certain days he switches rocks. I'll remember that. It goes on like this for a while, this game of imitation. One night, the guru does something odd. He climbs up a tree and sleeps on a branch. I don't know why, maybe just to rest under the stars, or maybe he knew exactly what he was doing. The disciple sees this and thinks, there's gotta be some magic in this. Sleeping on a branch must be the key. So up he goes, perching on another branch. And in the middle of the night, thud, he falls, crashing to the ground with a yell. The guru hears it, rushes over, helps him up, and there's this moment, this quiet look between them. Then the guru says so gently, when you walk someone else's path without thinking, without feeling it for yourself, you'll fall, every time, just like you did this morning. The disciple, rubbing his bruises, mumbles, but I just wanted to be like you. And the guru, with that same calm, says, if you copy like a monkey, maybe one day you'll do it as well as a monkey. But you're not a monkey, you're human. Isn't it better to be that? I've thought about that a lot, How often do we try to be someone else, thinking that's the shortcut? I remember a time I tried to dress like a friend who always seemed so put together, thinking it'd make me feel confident. Spoiler, it didn't. I just felt like a kid playing dress-up. It's funny now, but back then, it stung. Anyway, the disciple, he's still hungry for answers. How do I know myself then, he asks. How do I get there? The guru doesn't give him a straight answer, not yet. Instead, he talks about the mind, how it's like the body. Feed the body good food, it grows strong. Feed it junk, it weakens. Your mind's the same, he says. It's powerful, more than you can measure. But if you let it scatter, if you don't guide it, it'll drag you around instead of the other way. The disciple is listening, but he's still stuck. Show me this power then, he pleads. Show me what my mind can do. And the guru, with a little glint in his eye, says, all right, but you've got to do something for me. Can you?" Of course, the disciple nods, eager. The task is simple but strange. Every thought that comes to your mind, treat it like a piece of wood. Pick up a stick for each one and put it inside a hut. Do this for a month. But here's the catch. Thoughts about knowledge, about meditation, keep those sticks outside the hut. So the disciple does it. Every fleeting thought, worry, daydream, random memory, he grabs a stick and stacks it in the hut. A month passes, and he goes back to the guru. They walk to the hut together, and it's overflowing with sticks, some even spilling out. The guru asks to see the sticks for knowledge and meditation, the ones kept outside. The disciple brings them over, counts them, just 24. 24 sticks of that, of hundreds, maybe thousands. The guru looks at him and says, "One more task. Take all these sticks, the ones from the hut, and throw them into the river." The disciple's eyes go wide. "How can I carry all that weight?" he asks. And the guru, so steady, replies, "You carry the weight of all these thoughts every day. Why can't you carry these sticks?" It hits him then, I think. Thoughts have weight. They pull us down, clutter us up. And those 24 sticks of good, of purpose, they're so few compared to the mess. It took him 3 years, 3 years to throw every last stick from the hut into the river. One by one, every useless thought that came up, he'd let it go, toss a stick. And when only the 24 were left, he struggled even more. But the guru told him, "Let those go too." It took another year, but when he dropped the last one into the water, he sat by the river from dawn to dusk, just still. The guru found him there, looked into his eyes, and saw it. Peace. They didn't need words. They just walked away together, silent, understanding. I think about that river sometimes when my own head feels full. All those sticks we carry, worries about tomorrow, grudges from yesterday. What if we could toss them one by one? No rush. What if we could hold on to just the good, the things that point us towards who we're meant to be, and even then, know when to let go? I don't have it figured out, friend, but sitting here with you, telling this story, I feel a little lighter. Maybe you do too. Let's keep walking this path, okay? Not copying anyone, just finding our own steps. Hey there, friend. Pull up a chair or just settle in wherever you are. I've got a story to share with you this morning. One that's been sitting with me for a while now, stirring up thoughts and feelings I can't quite shake. It's about a man, someone like you or me, searching for something deeper, something true, and the long, winding road he took to find it. I'm not here to teach you anything, just to walk through this with you, side by side, and see where it takes us. Picture this, a man not so different from us, who'd spent years, 20 long years, sitting at the feet of his guru. He'd listened to every sermon, meditated in the quiet hours, served with his hands and heart. But deep down, there was this ache, this nagging feeling that nothing was changing. I've been here so long, he'd think to himself, and still I'm not who I'm supposed to be. My life, it's slipping by, and I'm no closer to whatever it is I'm chasing. He was nearing 50, gray hairs creeping in, and that weight of time, it was heavy. Ever felt that? Like the years are piling up and you're still not sure if you've gotten anywhere? I've been there, staring at the calendar, wondering if I've missed something. So one day, he couldn't hold it in anymore. He went to his guru, sat down beside him, and just poured it out. "Guru, I've tried so hard, 20 years, and I'm still lost. My life feels empty. Will it always be like this?" His voice must have trembled, carrying all that frustration and fear. The guru, calm as ever, looked at him and said, "Give it 2 more years. You'll see the truth." Then he handed the man a bag of seeds. "Take these," he said, "and sow them in your field, but only when it rains for 3 straight days." The man took the seeds and went home, clutching that bag like it was a lifeline. He waited. Days turned to weeks, weeks to months. Sometimes it would rain for a day, maybe 2, but never 3. He'd watch the sky, heart lifting with every dark cloud, only to sink again when the rain stopped short. I can imagine him sitting by his window, muttering to himself, "Will it ever happen? Am I just waiting for nothing?" I've felt that kind of waiting too, like when you're hoping for a call, a break, something to shift, and it just doesn't. Then finally, after months of this, the heavens opened. 3 full days of rain, relentless and soaking. He must have felt this burst of joy like a kid on a holiday morning. He grabbed those seeds, rushed to his field, and planted them with trembling hands. 2 months later, they sprouted. Soon there were trees, and then flowers. Not just any flowers, but ones so beautiful, so fragrant, that their scent carried for miles. People came from everywhere to see them, to breathe them in. Strangers who didn't even know his name praised him, bought his flowers, rewarded him. His fields became famous, his name spread far and wide. He built a grand house, became the head of his community, lived surrounded by friends and respect. It must have felt like a dream, right? Like everything he'd ever wanted was finally his. But dreams don't last forever. The heat came, fierce and unrelenting. The flowers withered, the field dried up. The visitors stopped coming, first in droves, then in trickles, until it was just him again, alone with his barren land. I can feel that sting, can't you? When something you've poured yourself into just fades. I remember a project I worked on for months, thinking it'd change everything, only to watch it fall apart. It's a quiet kind of hurt. So he went back to the guru, head bowed, ready to spill his story. But the guru just said, "I already know. There's no need to tell me." Then he handed him another bag of seeds. "Sow these too when it rains for 3 days." The man returned home, a mix of hope and disappointment swirling in him. He wanted to share his joy in his loss, but the guru already saw it all. He waited again for the rain, dreaming of those flowers returning, of the fame and the fragrance. But months passed, and no rain came, not for 3 days at least. Doubt crept in. Is the guru trying to tell me something I can't grasp? I've had those moments too, where I'm stuck wondering if I'm missing the point of it all. Then, at last, the rain came. 3 days and nights, so heavy it washed away the topsoil of his field. He was devastated, thinking, now I've got to start over, rebuild everything. But he did. He prepared the land with aching hands and sowed the seeds. They sprouted, grew, and flowered, but these weren't the same flowers. They were small, unremarkable. Soon they saw they weren't flowers at all. They were chili plants, green at first, then fiery red. Parrots came to peck at them, but no butterflies, no bees, no people, no fragrance drew anyone near. As the heat rose, the chilies dried up, burst open and scattered in the wind. Their sting carried on the breeze, burning eyes and throats for miles. People cursed him, avoided his fields, called him a fool. Animals fled. He was alone again, covering his face with cloth, hiding from the wind and the pain. Can you imagine that isolation? I've felt versions of it, when something I thought would bring joy ends up pushing everyone away. So when the year was up, he returned to the guru, desperate to speak. But again, the guru said, I already know. There's no need to tell me. Now he tell me, what have you understood? Do you even know who you are? Do you remember where you came from, how you were born? The man shook his head. No, I don't. I was told who my parents were, but I don't remember anything before that. The guru pressed on, gentle but firm. Did you bring anything with you when you came into this world? Did you worry about food or shelter as a child? Did you make those things happen? The man sat there, quiet, realizing he hadn't. No, he admitted, I didn't do anything. It was all given to me. The guru's voice softened. You see, you've built this idea of I. I did this. I achieved that. I lost this. But who is this I?
Did you make the rain fall for 3 days? Did you create the seeds, give them life, bring fragrance to the flowers, or sting to the chilies? Did you call the butterflies or the parrots? The man had no answer. He stood there, head bowed, as the guru continued. You are not this I you've clung to. You've bound yourself with it, thinking you've been striving for 20 years, but what have you truly done? You came with nothing, you'll leave with nothing. This I is your cage. Let it go. You've always been free. I can almost see him sitting there, the weight of those words sinking in. And in that moment, something shifted. He sat down to meditate, and he didn't get up, not in the same way. It's like he finally saw through the illusion of himself, and there was nothing left to hold on to, nothing left to chase. I don't know about you, but this story leaves me quiet. It makes me wonder about all the times I've said I did this or I need that, as if I'm the one in control. Maybe, just maybe, there's a freedom in letting go of that. What do you think? I'm just sitting here with you, turning it over in my mind, grateful for this moment to share it. Let's just rest here for a bit, together, and see what comes next.
Hey there, my friend. Pull up a seat. Let's sit for a while. I've got a story to share with you this morning, one that's been sitting with me, heavy and quiet, like a stone smoothed by a river. It's about a man who came to Gautama Buddha seeking a place in his Sangha, his community of seekers. But it's not just about joining something. It's about seeing, really seeing what life and death whisper to us when we're brave enough to listen. Imagine this. A man, ordinary like you or me, walks up to Buddha one day. His heart is eager, almost trembling with the need to belong, to find a deeper path. He says, "Buddha, I want to join your Sangha. Please let me in." I can almost see Buddha's face, calm as still water, his eyes searching this man's soul for a moment. And then he says something unexpected. "I can't take you in just yet. First, you must spend a full day and a whole night in the cremation ground." Now, picture yourself in this man's sandals. A cremation ground? In the day, maybe, but at night? He stumbles over his words, fear creeping in. "Buddha, I can't stay there at night. Ghosts and spirits, they roam in the dark." Buddha just looks at him, gentle but firm, and asks, "Have you seen these ghosts with your own eyes?" The man shakes his head. "No, but I've heard stories. I've seen people act strange, like they've been touched by something otherworldly." Buddha smiles faintly. "Then this is your chance to find out for yourself." I think about that sometimes, you know? How often we carry fears we've never faced, stories we've only heard. I remember once as a kid being terrified of the dark basement in my grandmother's house. I'd heard tales of creaks and shadows from my cousins, and I'd avoided at all costs, until one day I had to go down there for an old box of toys. Heart pounding, I flicked on the light, and there was nothing, just dust and cobwebs. Sometimes we have to walk into the dark to see it's not what we thought. So, this man, after some hesitation, agrees. He goes home, gathers his courage, and the next morning, with Buddha's permission, heads to the cremation ground. What he doesn't know is that Buddha, ever compassionate, sends 2 disciples to follow quietly, to keep watch over him without being seen. It's a small thing, but it gets me, how care can be silent, how someone can hold space for you without you even knowing. He arrives at the cremation ground, and it's not long before he sees a bier carried in, an old man's body on it, shouldered by his 4 sons. Their faces are heavy with grief. Behind them, a crowd murmurs. Some say he was a good man, gone now. Others whisper, at least he left without pain. The pyre is lit, the flames rise, and after a bath in a nearby pond, everyone leaves. The man sits there, watching the fire consume what once was a life. Later, another bier arrives. A young woman. Her husband walks ahead, tears streaming down his face. The crowd talks again. So unfair, so young. How will he raise their children alone? Wise voices chime in. Don't cry.
Death comes for us all sooner or later. Nothing stays. Let go of anger, greed, worry. Her pyre is lit, her husband's sobs pierce the air, and again the people wash and leave. The man watches, still as a stone, as the flames do their work. By evening, 2 more biers arrive. One is adorned with expensive flowers, a rich man's farewell, a long crowd trailing behind. The other is simple, a poor man's, with just a few mourners. Sandalwood for the rich, ordinary wood for the poor. But when the fires are lit, the man notices something. There's no difference. Both bodies burn the same, turn to ash the same. Night falls, and he's alone now, trembling not from ghosts, but from the sounds of animals, the rustle of wind. No spirits come, just his own fear keeps him company. The next morning he returns to Buddha, weary but alive. Buddha asks, "What did you see?" He tells him everything. The old man, the young woman, the rich and the poor, the empty night. Buddha listens, then says, "I can't take you into the Sangha yet. You must go again." The man protests, but Buddha's resolution is unshaken, so he goes a second time. More pyres, more tears, more ashes. This time he sees something uglier, birds and dogs picking at unburned remains. It hits him. This body we cling to, it ends like this. Still, Buddha says, "Not yet," one more time. I wonder how that felt, to be so close to what you want, yet told to face your fear again. I've had moments like that, applying for a job I desperately wanted, getting rejected, and having to try again, each time feeling the weight of doubt. But sometimes it's in the returning, the persistence, that something shifts inside. So, he goes a third time, and this time something breaks open. He's there, in the cremation ground, watching the biers, the flames, the crowds. But now, he sees himself on that bier. He sees his own body carried by loved ones, his father weeping, his brother lost in grief. He hears the crowd, some genuine in their sorrow, some pretending. He feels the weight of the pyre, the cloth over him, the suffocation. He wants to scream, to hug his family, to breathe, but he can't. The fire comes and he burns, silent, until he's nothing but ash. All night he's lost in this vision, unafraid now, just still. Morning comes and he walks back to Buddha, calm, changed. He sits before him, quiet. Buddha asks, "What did you see?" And he tells him his own death, vivid as if it happened. Buddha smiles, a soft, knowing smile. "Now," he says, "you can join the Sangha. Life can only be understood by those who've understood death. You felt the impermanence of this body, the truth that nothing goes with you. That seed of wisdom is in you now. Nurture it so others who thirst for understanding can drink from it too." I sit with that, my friend. How often do we live as if we'll be here forever? We fuss over small things, traffic, a harsh word, a missed chance, forgetting that one day it all turns to ash. I'm not saying we should dwell on death every moment, but maybe just sometimes we can pause and remember, this body, this life, it's fleeting. What matters is how we touch others while we're here. So, let's sit with that for a bit. If you're driving or walking as you listen, or maybe just lying in bed, take a breath with me. What are you holding on to that won't matter when the pyre is lit? And what can you do today, right now, that will? I'm right here with you, wondering the same. Let's carry that question into the day, gentle and open, like a friend walking beside us.
Hey there, friend. Come, sit with me for a while. I've got a story to share, one that's been sitting with me lately, tugging at my heart. It's about a young prince who came to Gautama Buddha with a mind full of storms, and how a few quiet words shifted something deep within him. I think you might find a piece of yourself in this, just as I did. Let's walk through it together, slowly, like we've got all the time in the world. Picture this, a young prince, dressed in fine silks, but his face is tight with frustration. He's standing before Buddha, who's sitting under a tree, calm as a still lake. The prince can't hold it in anymore. He blurts out, Buddha, you always tell everyone to meditate, to find peace, but I can't even sit still for a moment. My mind, it's like a wild horse. The second I close my eyes, thoughts crash in like waves. Things people said, things I've done, worries about what's coming. It's endless. I try to stop them, but I can't. I get restless and I just give up. Please help me. I don't know what to do. I can feel that, can't you? That restless itch in the mind. I've had nights where I've tried to quiet down, maybe just breathe for a minute, and instead my brain starts replaying every awkward conversation I've ever had. It's like a radio you can't turn off. So I'm right there with this prince, waiting to hear what Buddha has to say. Buddha looks at him, not with judgment, but with this gentle, knowing gaze. After a long pause, he says, "All right, Prince, let go. Let go of a few things, and your mind will start to settle." The prince leans in, hanging on every word, and I'm leaning in too because I want to know, what do I need to let go of? Buddha starts with the first thing. Stop trying to read other people's minds, he says. You, like so many, waste so much energy guessing what others think of you. Does he dislike me? Is she jealous? Are they laughing at me behind my back? These thoughts, they're chains. You imagine negativity and then you carry it. You think about revenge, about proving them wrong, and it eats at you. Let it go. Stop guessing their thoughts. If you must read a mind, read your own. Look inside. What's stirring there? Are you holding on to bitterness or fear? Start there. I had to pause when I thought about this. How many times have I done that? I'll be in a room, convinced someone's judging me, and I'll spin a whole story in my head about it. I remember once, at a friend's gathering, I thought someone gave me a weird look, and I spent the whole evening wondering if I'd said something wrong. Turns out they were just tired. I'd built a mountain out of nothing. Maybe you've done that too. It's exhausting, isn't it? Then Buddha moves to the second thing. Stop fearing failure, he tells the prince, and stop caring if people laugh when you fall. If you expect praise when you succeed, why do you dread their mockery when you don't? Failure isn't the enemy, it's the teacher. Without it, success breeds arrogance. Failure humbles you, teaches patience, shows you how to keep going. If there's no chance of failing in what you're doing, then your aim is too small. And if no one's laughing at your stumbles, maybe you're not daring enough. So don't fear it. Falling is just proof you're trying. That hit me hard. I remember when I first started sharing stories online, I was terrified of messing up, of people not liking what I had to say. I'd think, what if they laugh? What if I'm not good enough? But then I stumbled, and yeah, some folks did chuckle, but I learned. Each misstep taught me something. And honestly, isn't that life? You try, you fall, you get up. I wonder if there's something you've been holding back on just because you're scared of not getting it right. Buddha isn't done yet. He looks at the prince and says, third, stop wasting time. You think you're passing time, but time is passing you. People fritter away hours on meaningless things, thinking they've got ever forever. But those before you thought the same, and then their time slipped away. They left with regrets, wishing they'd lived with purpose, known themselves better. So while you're here, do what matters. Help others, seek truth. Wasting time might feel easy now, but later, when you see how much you've lost, that regret, it'll weigh on you. It'll make you restless. So stop cutting time. Use it. I felt that in my bones. How often do we scroll through our phones thinking just a few minutes and suddenly hours are gone? I've caught myself doing that, then feeling this quiet guilt like I've let something precious slip through my fingers. Time's sneaky like that. It doesn't wait for us to be ready. Maybe right now, as we're sitting here together, we can both think of one small thing we've been putting off, something that matters. Why not start today? Finally, Buddha says, and fourth, stop comparing yourself to others. You look at someone and think, they couldn't do it, so how can I? Or, they worked hard and still failed, so what chance do I have? But everyone's path is different. Maybe they didn't try as hard as they claimed. Maybe they just pretended to save face. Don't measure yourself against their story.
Just do your best, give everything you've got, and leave the rest to time. That's a quiet kind of freedom, isn't it? Letting go of that yardstick we hold up against others. I've done it, looked at someone's life and felt small, but then I realized I don't know their whole story, and mine isn't theirs. I just need to keep walking my own road one step at a time. Maybe you've felt that comparison trap too. What if we both let it go just for today? Buddha falls silent after this. The prince sits there, and you can almost see the weight lifting off him. He doesn't say much, but there's a resolve in his eyes. He thanks Buddha quietly and walks away, knowing what he needs to do. And I think, sitting here with you, that maybe we know too. Letting go of these things, other people's thoughts, the fear of failing, wasting time, comparing ourselves, it's not easy, but it's a start, a way to quiet the storm inside. So, friend, as we sit here in this shared moment, I wonder, what's one thing you could let go of right now? Maybe it's a worry about what someone thinks or a fear that's holding you back. I'm thinking about mine too. Let's take a breath together, just for a second, and release it. It's not a fix, but it's a beginning. And I'm glad we're here, figuring it out side by side. Until next time, take care of yourself, all right? I'll be here waiting to share another story when you're ready.
Hey there, friend. I'm glad you're here with me this morning. Let's sit together for a while, just you and me, and share a story that's been on my mind. It's one of those tales that feels like it could have happened to any of us, you know? A story about feeling lost in the rush of life and finding a way back to what's real, what's right in front of us. So, pull up a seat, maybe grab a warm drink, and let's walk through this together. I want to tell you about a man I heard of, a businessman from a bustling city, someone who had built a life full of hustle and purpose. He owned a trade, a good one, and his days were packed from sunrise to sunset with deals, plans, and endless tasks. But over time, something started to shift inside him. He'd wake up feeling heavy, not just tired in his body, but in his mind, in his heart. Months went by, and he couldn't focus on his work anymore. He'd procrastinate, snap at people without meaning to, and feel this gnawing restlessness that wouldn't let him be. He told himself, "I've got no time to breathe, no space to think." But deep down, he knew it wasn't just about time. Something was off, and he didn't know how to fix it. So, one day, with this weight pressing down on him, he sought out a Buddhist monk, someone known for quiet wisdom. Picture this man, sitting across from the monk in a simple, still room, maybe with the faint smell of incense in the air. He pours out his heart, his voice a little shaky. "I'm drowning in stress," he says. "I can't do my work like I used to. My mind wanders all day, worrying about the future, regretting the past. I'm anxious, restless. Please show me a way to focus, to get back to myself. But I'm not one for long meditations or yoga. I need something simple, something I can actually do." The monk listens, really listens, with this gentle, steady gaze. And after a long pause, he speaks, his voice calm like a slow river. "Your trouble isn't your busy life. It's that you've started to see your work as a burden. And work becomes a burden when you're not in it, when your mind is always racing ahead to the future, planning, dreaming, fearing. You're thinking, what if my business fails? What if someone takes my place? But you're not taking steps in the now. That's where the stress comes from. It's not the work itself, it's the story you're telling yourself about it." The businessman nods, almost startled, because the monk has seen right through him. "That's exactly it," he admits. "Every day I'm worrying about what's next, imagining the worst, and I can't pay attention to what I'm doing today." I can almost feel his frustration, can't you? I mean, how many times have we done that ourselves, lost in what-ifs while the day slips by? The monk leans forward a little, his eyes kind. "The problems we build in our minds are always bigger than the ones in real life. Focus on today, just today. The rest will unfold as it's meant to." But the man shakes his head, almost desperate.
I've tried. I can't. My mind keeps pulling me away. Show me how. Something easy, something I can hold on to." And so, the monk offers him not one grand solution, but 10 small, quiet ways to anchor himself in the present. I love this because it's not about changing everything overnight. It's about little shifts, little moments. Let me share a few that stuck with me, ones I've even tried myself. First, the monk talks about eating mindfully. Not just shoveling food down while you're on your phone or lost in thought, but really being there with your meal. Smelling the warmth of it, noticing the colors on your plate, tasting each bite like it's the first. I tried this the other day, just sitting down with a simple bowl of soup, no distractions. And by the end, I felt lighter, like my mind had slowed down for once. It's funny how something so ordinary can feel like a small meditation. Then there's breathing. The monk tells him to notice his breath when stress creeps in. Just watch it come and go. No forcing, no changing it. It pulls you out of your head and into your body, he says. A few moments and the noise in your mind quiets. I've done this too, in those moments when I'm spiraling over a deadline or a worry. Just a minute or two of feeling my breath, and it's like stepping off a runaway train. It's not magic, but it's close. He talks about the senses too, how we're often so lost in thought that we miss what's around us. He says, feel the breeze on your skin, listen to the birds, watch the sun dip below the horizon, stop and really see it. I remember walking the other day, caught up in my head, and I forced myself to pause. I noticed the way the leaves rustled, the coolness of the air, and for that second, I wasn't anywhere else but right there. It's such a small thing, but it brought me back. There's more he shares, observing negative feelings without getting swept away, not trusting every wild thought your mind spins up, setting aside time for what matters, listening deeply to others. Each one is like a little tether pulling you back to now. But one that hit me hardest was gratitude. The monk tells him, look at what you have, your business, the food on your table. So many would give anything for it. Be thankful and watch how it changes you. I've started doing this at night, just naming 3 things I'm grateful for, even if it's as simple as a warm bed. And it shifts something, It's like the weight of what I don't have gets a little lighter. The monk ends with something that stayed with me. Peace and joy aren't destinations. They're a process woven into every day if you learn to live consciously. And with that, he falls silent. The businessman thanks him, his face softer now, like a bit of hope has creeped in. And he walks away, carrying these small practices like treasures in his pocket. I think about this story a lot, especially on days when I'm running on empty, when my mind won't stop spinning. And I wonder, maybe you feel this too sometimes, how often we're chasing something out there when what we need is right here. So, let's try one of these little ways together this week. Maybe it's eating a meal with no distractions, or just noticing your breath for a minute. See what it feels like to step into the now, even for a moment. I'm here with you, friend, walking this messy, beautiful life side by side. Let's keep showing up for it, one small step at a time. Until next time, take care of yourself, okay? I'll be waiting to share another story soon.
Hey there, friend. Pull up a seat, or maybe just settle into wherever you are right now, whether you're driving, walking, or curled up with a cup of something warm. I've got a story to share with you, one that's been sitting with me for a while, stirring up thoughts about the way we carry our burdens and how we might, just might, find a way to set them down. It's not a grand tale, not full of heroes or epic battles, but it's one that feels close to the heart. It's about a monk and a shepherd and a quiet kind of wisdom that sneaks up on you when you least expect it. Picture this. A man once caught in the whirlwind of life, chasing every kind of happiness the world could offer. He had it all, or so it seemed, wealth, comfort, the things we're told to want. But inside, Oh, inside, there was a storm. His mind was a relentless master, dragging him through choices he regretted, piling up mistakes like stones on his chest. Sins, he called them, though I think we all know that weight, those moments we wish we could undo, the ones that whisper to us in the quiet hours. He couldn't bear it anymore, this man, so he did what felt like the only thing left. He walked away from it all. He became a monk, shedding his old life like a worn-out skin, and retreated to the forest, to silence, to solitude. I can imagine him there, can't you? Sitting under a gnarled tree, the air thick with the smell of earth and pine, trying to meditate, trying to find peace. He begged for his food, kept to himself, did all the things a monk is supposed to do. But here's the thing, his mind didn't follow the rules. It wouldn't quiet down. It was restless, like a caged bird flapping against the bars, bringing up old pains, old regrets, old noise. He'd left the world behind, but the world hadn't left him. I think we've all felt that at some point, haven't we? You try to escape something, maybe a bad job, a rough patch, or just your own head, and yet, there it is, tagging along no matter where you go. So there he was, day after day, wrestling with himself, feeling like it was impossible to tame this wild thing inside him. Until one day, someone unexpected showed up. Not a sage, not a teacher, just a shepherd, a simple man, tending his flock in the same forest. This shepherd had been watching the monk for days, seeing the tension in his face, the way he seemed to carry an invisible load. And so, with a kind of quiet boldness, he approached and said, "You look troubled. I've noticed it for a while now. Can I help?" The monk, well, he almost laughed. I can picture his raised eyebrow, the disbelief in his voice as he said, "Help me? You're a man of the world, caught up in its illusions. How could you possibly help me?" I get why he'd say that. When you're deep in your own struggle, it's hard to believe anyone else could understand, especially someone who hasn't walked your path. But the shepherd didn't flinch. He just looked at him, steady as a rock, and said, "I can help. I know how to control my mind." Now that made the monk laugh for real, a sharp, bitter sound. Control the mind? I've given up everything, come to this forest, and still I'm a slave to my thoughts. And you, a shepherd, think you've got the answer? But the shepherd wasn't fazed. He said something that stopped the monk cold. You don't have to leave everything behind to master your mind. You don't even have to live in a forest. There's just one thing you need to let go of. Curious now, the monk asked, "What's that one thing?" And the shepherd's answer was simple, but it cut deep. "False information," he said. "Everything we've taken in, all the ideas and beliefs we've collected, they've built the mind we have. Think about it. If you'd never seen or heard of an apple, would you ever crave one? No. Our minds are shaped by what we feed them." I've been chewing on that idea myself lately. Just the other day, I caught myself scrolling through social media, taking in all these images of perfect lives, and I felt this pang, this longing for something I don't even really want. It's like the shepherd said, our minds are built from what comes in, and sometimes we don't even notice what we're letting in until it's already taken root. The monk was hooked now, leaning in, asking for more. And the shepherd went on, explaining how our bodies are like gateways, 5 doors through which information enters. Our eyes, seeing beauty or ugliness, storing it as memory. Our ears, catching words or sounds that plant seeds in us. Our tongue, remembering every taste. Our nose, holding on to every scent. And our skin, keeping the feel of every touch. All of this, he said, gets tucked away inside us, like seeds in soil. And our mind? It's the ground where those seeds grow. Our intellect, it's the farmer deciding what to nurture. But, the shepherd warned, if you've sown the wrong seeds, bad ideas, harmful thoughts, they grow into trees that bear bitter fruit. That's why your mind feels out of control. You've got too many of those wrong trees already standing tall inside you. The monk's voice softened then, almost desperate. What do I do? I've planted so many wrong seeds. I can't uproot them now. And the shepherd, with this gentle certainty, said, "You've been planting them without knowing. Now, start planting the right ones on purpose. If there are thousands of wrong seeds, then plant millions of good ones.
Pay attention to what's coming in through those 5 doors. Make sure it's true. Make sure it's good. And you have to do this every day, just like you feed your body. Feed your mind right thoughts, right choices. He paused, then added, every moment, life gives you 2 paths, one right, one wrong. The right one might hurt, it might be hard, but choose it anyway. Keep choosing it. Over time, the good seeds will outnumber the bad. And one day, your mind will listen to you. But you've got to start today, and you've got to keep at it for life. I can almost see the monk sitting there, the weight of those words settling over him, maybe feeling a flicker of hope for the first time in ages. And as I think about it now, I wonder if we're not all a little like that monk, carrying old seeds we didn't mean to plant, trying to figure out how to grow something better. It's not easy, is it? Choosing the harder path, the one that aches for a while but leads somewhere true. I've had moments like that, saying no to an easy out, or stepping away from a habit that's comforting but wrong. It stings at first, but there's a quiet strength that comes after. So I'm sitting here with you, turning this story over in my mind, wondering what seeds I'm planting today. What about you? What's coming through your doors, your eyes, your ears, your heart? Are you choosing the right path, even when it's tough? I don't have all the answers, but I think the shepherd's onto something. Maybe we just start small, right now, with one good seed, and then another. And we keep going, you and me, day by day, until the good outgrows the bad. What do you think? I'm here, listening, if you've got thoughts to share.
Hey there, friend. Pull up a seat. Let's sit for a while. I've got a story to share with you tonight, one that's been lingering in my mind like a quiet whisper. It's not a big, dramatic tale, but it's got a kind of weight to it, you know? The kind that sneaks up on you when you least expect it. So let's just settle in. Maybe imagine we're by a little fire, or just sitting on a porch as the evening cools down. I want to tell you about a young man I've been thinking about. Someone searching for answers in a way that feels, well, pretty familiar. This young man, he'd been with his guru for years. Day after day, he sat at his teacher's feet, waiting for some grand instruction, some life-changing task. But the guru, he never gave him anything like that. The old man would just say, "Watch me. Do as I do. Don't do what I don't." And the young man, he'd nod, but inside he was restless. "Tell me something clear," he'd plead. "Give me a purpose, a direction." He felt like he was drifting, like his heart was being pulled somewhere else, somewhere beyond the quiet of the ashram. I get that, don't you? That itch to know, to have someone just point the way. I've felt it myself, scrolling through endless advice online at 2 a.m., hoping for a sign. But life doesn't often work like that, does it? Anyway, back to this young man. His guru finally saw that longing in him, that need to move, to seek. And in some traditions, when a student asks to be sent elsewhere for wisdom, the teacher has to honor it. So the guru said, "All right, a few miles from here, there's an inn. Go there. Stay for 24 hours. The innkeeper will teach you what you need." Now, picture this guy, packing up his few things, bowing to his guru, and heading out. He's walking down this dusty path, and the whole way he's muttering to himself, "My guru couldn't teach me after all these years, and now I'm supposed to learn from some innkeeper? What's a caretaker of a roadside lodge going to show me?" He's skeptical, maybe even a little annoyed, but he keeps going because, well, it's the guru's order. He can't just turn back. When he finally gets to the inn, he sees the innkeeper for the first time, and honestly, he's not impressed. This guy looks ordinary. Rough hands, simple clothes, nothing wise or profound about him. The young man's thinking, this is a waste of time, but his guru's words echo in his mind. Watch, observe closely, pay attention. So he decides to stick it out for the full 24 hours. He watches this innkeeper go about his day, and at first it's just mundane. The man sweeps the floors, wipes down dusty corners, cleans rooms as travelers come and go. Nothing special, just work. As the day stretches into evening, the young man keeps watching. The innkeeper scrubs dishes late into the night, 11, even 12 o'clock,
piles of pots and plates over and over until they shine. The young man's tired just watching him, but he stays up, curious despite himself. Then, when he wakes up at dawn, barely rubbing the sleep from his eyes, he rushes to see what the innkeeper's up to. And there he is, cleaning the same dishes again, the ones he'd scrubbed spotless the night before, polishing them like they'd never been touched. At this point, the young man can't hold it in anymore. He walks up to the innkeeper, hands folded in respect, but his voice is sharp with frustration. "Sir, I don't expect much wisdom from you, but can you at least tell me why? Why are you cleaning dishes that are already clean?" The innkeeper looks up, calm as ever, and says something so simple yet so strange. "They sat through the night. Dust settles. Not just from use, but from time passing. Dust always gathers with time." The young man blinks, confused. He doesn't get it. Honestly, he's kind of angry now. He storms back to the ashram, bursting in on his guru, and just lets it all out. "Where did you send me? That man's out of his mind. He cleans dishes at midnight and then wakes up to clean them again. What was I supposed to learn from that?" The guru, though, he just sits there, steady as a mountain, and says, "That's exactly why I sent you. To see, to understand. Dust settles, my boy. Even in the night, through dreams, through stillness. Time passes and dust gathers. You have to keep cleaning, day and night, again and again." I've been sitting with that idea for a while now, you know? I didn't get it at first either, just like that young man. But think about it with me for a second. Our minds, they're like those dishes, aren't they? We work so hard to clear out the clutter, negative thoughts, doubts, anger, all that heavy stuff. We think, okay, I've got it figured out now. I'm good. But then time passes. A day, a week, even just a night of restless dreams. And somehow that dust creeps back in. Little worries, old grudges, insecurities. They settle without us even noticing. I caught myself doing that just the other day. I was driving home, stuck in traffic, and out of nowhere I started replaying an argument from months ago, something I thought I'd let go of. But there it was, dusting up my mind again. Made me wonder, how often do we let that happen without even realizing? How often do we need to pick up that cloth, so to speak, and wipe it all clean again? That's what the guru was trying to show his student, I think. It's not about one big moment of clarity, one grand lesson that fixes everything forever. It's about the quiet, steady work of coming back to yourself, reminding yourself who you are, what you're reaching for. Because if you don't, time will layer on its own mess. Negativity, distraction, doubt. It's just how we're wired, isn't it? If we don't fill our minds with something good, something true, the junk finds its way in. So I've been trying to take that to heart lately. Not in some big dramatic way, but just small moments. Like when I wake up, I try to take a breath and ask myself, what matters today? What am I aiming for? And at night, even if I'm tired, I try to let go of the day's noise before I sleep. It's not perfect. Some days I forget, but I keep coming back to it like that innkeeper with his dishes, day after day, night after night. I wonder what that young man did next, you know? Did he start to see it, to feel the weight of that simple truth? Or did he keep searching for something flashier, something easier? I don't know. But I like to think he sat down one day, maybe under a tree or by a quiet stream, and started to clean his own mind, bit by bit. Maybe he found a kind of peace in that. And maybe we can too. So, let's just sit with that for now, okay? No rush, no pressure. Just a little reminder to keep dusting off what matters. I'm glad we got to share this story tonight. Feels like we're in this together, doesn't it? Let's talk again soon. Until then, take care of yourself, friend. Keep cleaning, in your own way.
Hey there, friend. I'm glad you're here with me today. Let's settle in for a little while, just the two of us, and I want to share a story with you, a tale that's been rolling around in my mind lately. It's not just any story, but one that feels like it's whispering something important, something about how we live, how we wait, and how we sometimes let time slip through our fingers. I heard this through the teachings of Gautama Buddha, passed down like a quiet lesson wrapped in a simple life. So come along with me. Let's walk through this together. Imagine a small village, somewhere far back in time, where the days move slow and the air smells of earth and wood smoke. In this village lived a Brahmin, a kind-hearted man with a gentle way about him. Everyone liked him, his neighbors, his wife, even the stray dogs that wandered near his home. But there was something about him that held him back, like a shadow he couldn't shake. He had this habit, you see, of putting things off. Tomorrow, he'd say, I'll do it tomorrow. Whether it was fixing the leaky roof or sowing seeds for the season, he'd just shrug and mutter, what's meant to happen will happen. It's all in fate's hands. And so, days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, with nothing much getting done. One day, as the sun was dipping low, casting golden streaks across the village, a sadhu, a wandering holy man, came to his door. The Brahmin and his wife welcomed him with open hearts. They offered him water, a simple meal of dal and roti, and a place to rest. The sadhu, touched by their kindness despite their obvious poverty, decided to give them something extraordinary before he left. He reached into his worn cloth bag and pulled out a small, unremarkable stone. This, he said, his voice steady and warm, is a paras stone. It turns iron into gold. I'll return in 7 days to take it back, but until then, make as much gold as you can. Can you imagine that moment? Holding something so powerful in your hands? A chance to change everything? The Brahmin took the stone, his eyes wide with wonder, and thanked the sadhu as he walked away into the dusk. But here's where things start to slip. He went inside, set the stone on a shelf, and thought, I'll start tomorrow. I need to find some iron first. He rummaged around the house that night, found just a small scrap of iron, and turned it into gold. It worked. He sold it the next day, bought a few things for the house, and felt pretty good about himself. But when his wife urged him to go to the market and buy more iron to make more gold, he waved her off. Tomorrow, he said, I'll go tomorrow. The next day came, and he did drag himself to the market, but the price of iron was higher than he expected. It's too much, he grumbled. I'll wait a day or two. It's bound to come down. So he went home empty-handed. A couple of days later, he tried again, but the price had gone up even more. No matter, he told himself. I've got time. I'll wait. And so he waited. Days slipped by like water through his fingers. He'd sit under the banyan tree, watching the world go on, thinking fate would somehow sort it all out. Before he knew it, the 7th day turned into the 8th, and there was a knock at his door. The sadhu stood there, his calm eyes looking right through the Brahmin. I've come for the stone, he said simply. The Brahmin's heart sank. Maharaj, he stammered, I haven't made much gold. Time just got away from me. Please, leave the stone with me a little longer. I'll do better, I promise. But the sadhu shook his head, his voice firm but not unkind. A man who doesn't know the value of time will never know the value of opportunity. If someone else had this stone, they'd have turned mountains of iron into gold by now. But you let it sit idle. He took the stone and walked away, leaving the Brahmin standing there, heavy with regret. I can almost feel that weight, can't you? That sinking feeling of knowing you had a chance, a real chance, and you let it slip because you thought there was always a tomorrow. The Brahmin sat down that evening, staring at the empty spot where the stone had been, and something shifted inside him. He saw how his laziness, his blind trust in fate had cost him everything. From that day, he swore to himself he'd never let time slip away again. And you know, he didn't. He started small, fixing things around the house, working the fields, but he did it with a kind of quiet determination. He learned that waiting on fate is no way to live. You've got to meet it halfway. You know, I think about this story a lot, especially on days when I catch myself scrolling through my phone instead of tackling something I've been putting off.
Just the other day, I had a pile of emails to answer, and I kept telling myself, later, I'll do it later. And then I remembered this Brahmin sitting with his empty hands, and I thought, nope, not today. I sat down, got through them, and felt lighter. It's funny how these old stories sneak up on you, reminding you of something so human, so real. So, I wonder, friend, is there something you've been pushing to tomorrow? Maybe it's a conversation you've been avoiding, or a dream you've tucked away thinking there's always more time. I'm not saying you've got to rush or push yourself too hard. I'm just as guilty of needing a lazy Sunday as anyone. But maybe, just maybe, there's a small step you can take today. Something to say, I'm here, I'm showing up. I like to think of time as a quiet gift, not a stone that turns iron into gold, but something just as precious. It's in the little moments, sipping tea with a friend, writing that first sentence, or just stepping outside to feel the air. And I guess what I'm learning, and maybe what the Brahmin learned too, is that it's not about doing everything at once. It's about not letting the days slip by without at least trying to hold them, even for a little while. Thanks for sitting with me through this story. I don't have all the answers, but I'm glad we're figuring it out together. If something in this tale struck a chord with you, I'd love to hear about it. Maybe drop a comment or just carry it with you for a bit. Until next time, take care of yourself. And hey, maybe don't wait too long to do that one thing. I'll be here, rooting for you.
Hey there, my friend. Pull up a seat. Let's sit for a while. I want to share a story with you. Something that's been on my mind lately. A tale about Gautama Buddha. A moment from his life that feels so human, so close to the struggles we all carry. I'm not here to teach you anything, just to walk through this with you, like we're sitting by a quiet fire, watching the embers glow. Let's step into this forest together, feel the earth under our feet, and see what unfolds. Imagine this, a dense, ancient forest, the kind where the air feels heavy with secrets. The leaves rustle overhead, and there's a stillness that almost hums. Gautama Buddha is walking through this place, his steps slow, deliberate, like he's not in a hurry to get anywhere. He's just present, And as he moves along the path, he notices something. 3 men, breathless, running toward him. Their faces are tight with worry, maybe even anger. They stop in front of him, panting, and one of them blurts out, "Wise one, have you seen a woman running through here? Tell us, quick." Buddha looks at them, his eyes calm, almost curious. "No," he says softly, "I haven't seen any woman running through this forest." But he doesn't stop there. He tilts his head a little, like he's trying to understand them, and asks, "But why are you so troubled? What's happened?" The men exchange glances, and then one of them spills it out, his voice sharp with frustration. "She was a witch, a thief. She took everything, our money, our gold, everything we had. We brought her with us for some fun, some company, but she tricked us. She got us drunk, made us pass out, and when we woke up, she was gone. So was all our wealth." I can almost see Buddha's face as he listens. There's no judgment there, just a faint, knowing smile. He nods, and after a quiet moment he says, "Well, it's good, isn't it? She's lightened your burden a little." One of the men flares up at that, his face red with anger. "Are you mocking us? Do you even know how much we lost? You've probably never seen that kind of wealth in your life." Oh, if only he knew. Buddha, before he was this wandering sage, was a prince surrounded by riches beyond imagination. But Buddha doesn't mention that. He doesn't need to prove anything. Instead, he looks at the man, his voice steady, and says, "What's most precious to you is still being stolen right now, and you doing nothing to stop it." The 3 men blink, confused. "What do you mean?" one of them asks. "She took our money last night. It's gone. How can you say we're still losing something?" Buddha's gaze softens, and he speaks like he's sharing a quiet truth, not preaching.
She took your wealth in the past, yes, but by dwelling on it, by letting it consume you, you're losing this moment, your present. And maybe you're thinking, if I catch her, I'll punish her, I'll get it back. But in chasing that future, in clinging to that past, you're letting your now slip away. And isn't that the greatest loss of all? I can feel the weight of those words, can't you? I mean, how often do we do this ourselves? I've caught myself so many times replaying some old hurt or worrying about what might happen tomorrow, and before I know it, the day is gone. Just gone, like I wasn't even there for it. Sitting here with you, I'm reminded of a moment last week. I was so stuck on a work mistake I'd made, I didn't even notice the sunset outside my window. It's funny how we miss the small things, isn't it? Anyway, back to the forest. One of the men, after a long pause, nods slowly. That makes sense, he admits. But if we let go of this, if we stop thinking about what happened, what do we do instead? Another laughs a little bitterly and says, what's the point of knowing yourself, even if you could? What changes? Buddha doesn't answer right away. Instead, he does something unexpected. He looks at them with a playful glint in his eye and says, wait a moment. He reaches for a simple bamboo flute. Can you picture it? Just a worn, unremarkable thing. The men chuckle, probably thinking, what's this monk gonna do, play us a tune? But they humor him, and Buddha begins to play. The sound, oh, I wish I could describe it. It's like the forest itself comes alive. The notes are soft at first, then they weave into something so pure, so haunting, that the birds in the trees start circling above, drawn to the melody. The three men, they're just frozen. They've never heard anything like it. Neither have I in my imagination of this moment. When Buddha finally lowers the flute, there's a silence, but it's not empty. It's full, like the world is holding its breath. One of the men, still dazed, whispers, How do you play like that? How can a flute sound so beautiful? Buddha smiles, and his words are so simple, yet they cut deep. Don't focus on the flute. Focus on your life. Know yourself. If you can understand who you are, the flute will play sweetly on its own, and everyone who hears it will feel the joy of it. He hands the flute back, and without another word, he starts to walk away, his steps as unhurried as before. But one of the men, he can't let it end there. He runs after Buddha, falls at his feet, and pleads, please, wise one, teach me to play like that. Teach me. Buddha looks down at him, his expression kind but firm. I will, he says, but I'll take everything from you. Every attachment, every burden. Are you ready for that? And the man with tears in his eyes nods. He's ready to let go. I don't know about you, but sitting here, thinking about that moment, I feel this quiet ache. What are we holding on to, you and I? What's weighing us down that we're too afraid to release? I'm not saying I have the answers. I don't. I'm just wondering aloud with you. Like sometimes I cling to old grudges or dreams that didn't work out, and I wonder if I'm missing the music of my own life because of it. This story, it's not about becoming someone else or even about becoming like Buddha. It's about noticing, really noticing where we are right now. Maybe today, as you're listening, take a breath with me. Look around. What's here in this moment? A cup of tea? The sound of rain, a memory of someone's smile. Let's not miss it. I'm glad we shared this story, friend. It's like we've walked a little way through that forest together. If something in this resonated with you, or if you've got your own burdens you're carrying, I'm here, listening in spirit. Until we sit together again, take care of this moment. It's all we've got.
Hey there, friend. Pull up a chair, or maybe just settle into wherever you are right now. whether you're driving, walking, or curled up with a cup of something warm. I want to share a story with you, one that's been sitting with me lately. It's not just a tale from long ago, but something that feels alive, like it's whispering truths about the way we live, the way we struggle, and the way we find peace. It's about a man named Siddhartha, later known as the Buddha, and someone close to him, his cousin Devadatta, whose heart was tangled up in envy and bitterness. Let's walk through this together, like we're sitting side by side, watching it unfold. Picture this, a young Siddhartha before he became the Buddha, growing up in Kapilavastu, a place of palaces and privilege, where he was a prince among the Shakya clan. He had everything: status, family, a future laid out like a golden path. But even then, there was Devadatta, his cousin, always lingering nearby with a shadow in his eyes. You know how it is with some people. There's this quiet competition, a need to prove something, even when no one's asking for it. Devadatta was like that. He couldn't stand the way people looked at Siddhartha, with respect, with curiosity. He wanted that for himself. And so, he tried, again and again, to outshine him, to pull him down. But every time, he stumbled. It's funny, isn't it, how chasing someone else's light can leave you lost in your own darkness. Years passed, and Siddhartha left that life behind, seeking something deeper, something true. He became the Buddha, a teacher, a guide, and many followed him, including some of those same Shakya princes from back home. Devadatta, though, he joined too, but not out of reverence. No, he saw it as another chance to take control, to be the one everyone looked to. And for a while, he played the part. He even learned some tricks, some powers, and showed them off to a powerful king named Ajatashatru in Magadha. I can imagine him standing there, transforming himself into a child with a crown of serpents on his head, just to impress. And it worked. The king was in awe, treated Devadatta like a favorite. But that wasn't enough for him. He wanted more. He wanted everything. So he came back to the Buddha's community, the Sangha, with this newfound arrogance. He stood before the monks and declared himself the leader, saying the Buddha was old, past his time, unable to guide anymore. Can you imagine the audacity? To look at someone who's walked such a path of peace and say, "You're done, step aside." But the monks, they knew better. They saw through him. They stayed loyal to the Buddha, and that only made Devadatta burn hotter with resentment. His heart turned bitter, like a fruit left too long in the sun. Now, I've got to pause here for a second, because haven't we all felt that sting? Maybe not to this extent, but that quiet jealousy when someone else seems to have what we want. I remember a time in my own life, watching a friend succeed where I was struggling and feeling this knot in my chest. It's human, isn't it? But what we do with that feeling, that's where the story splits. Devadatta chose a dark road. He went back to Magadha, to King Ajatashatru, and whispered poison into his ear. He urged the king to kill his own father, Bimbisara, a kind ruler who had always supported the Buddha and his followers. That plan failed, but Devadatta didn't stop. He sent assassins, 16 of them, to take the Buddha's life. But here's the thing. When those men came face to face with the Buddha, something shifted in them. His presence, his calm, his way of seeing right into their hearts, it changed them. They couldn't harm him. Instead, they became his followers. Can you imagine Devadatta's rage when he heard that? Every plan, every scheme slipping through his fingers. But he wasn't done. One day, as the Buddha walked through the narrow paths near Gridrakuta, a sacred hill, Devadatta saw his chance. He rolled a massive boulder down the slope, aiming to crush him. My heart races just thinking about it. The sound of stone grinding against stone, the dust rising as it hurtled down. But fate, or something deeper, intervened. The boulder struck 2 other rocks on the way and stopped just short of the Buddha. He walked on, unharmed, as if the earth itself refused to let harm touch him. By now, Devadatta was desperate, consumed by this need to destroy. He went to the royal stables in Magadha and found Nalagiri, a massive elephant known for its ferocity. He fed it liquor,
got it drunk and set it loose on the streets where the Buddha would pass. I can see it so clearly. Nalagiri charging, eyes wild, trampling everything in its path. People screamed, scattered, chaos everywhere. A woman, in her panic, dropped her child right in the elephant's way and fled. And there was the Buddha, walking calmly towards this storm of rage. He stood before Nalagiri, right in front of the child, and raised his hand. He touched the elephant's head, spoke to it with a voice so steady, so full of compassion, that the beast stopped. It came down before him, as if bowing to something greater than its own fury. The crowd watching, they were stunned. I mean, wouldn't you be? To see rage tamed by peace, violence melted by kindness. And in that moment, their respect for the Buddha grew even deeper. But for Devadatta, it was the final blow. The people of Magadha turned on him. They mocked him, shunned him, called him out for his cruelty. He couldn't bear it. He fled the city, his name now a mark of shame. I sit with this story, and I wonder, what was it in Devadatta that couldn't let go? What kept him chasing destruction when he could have chosen peace? And I think about us, you and me in our own lives. How often do we hold on to grudges or let envy steer us off course? I've done it. I've lost friendships over small, petty things I couldn't release. But then I look at the Buddha in this story, standing before that elephant, unshaken, and I realize there's a strength in choosing calm over chaos, in meeting anger with understanding. So, friend, as we sit here together, let's carry this with us, not as a lesson, but as a quiet reminder. When the world feels like it's charging at us like Nalagiri, maybe we can pause, breathe, and meet it with a steady heart. Because in the end, it's not about winning or losing. It's about finding that still place inside where even the wildest storms can't touch us. What do you think? I'd love to hear how this lands with you, wherever you are right now. Until next time, take care.